Welcome all sports fans. I'm Dolph Jackson, one of the hosts of the Come On In Sports Network, a brand new sports network catered to sports heads like yourselves. Here on the Come On In Sports Network, we'll be covering the latest topics and current sporting news from around the world, such as baseball, football, basketball, and more. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, and come on in.
The Come On In Sports Network.
Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. And family. The doors are now open. So you already know. Come on in. How's everybody doing, baby? Football season is here. Day one officially is here. Day one is in the books of New Orleans Saints training camp 2024. We go hear from Alvin Kamara. We go hear from AK-41 because AK-41 was up there holding nothing back. He was letting it all be known. He was letting it all be known. What Alvin Kamara gives us when he talks to the media is straight up facts, it's uncut, it's raw, it's straight in your face. It is what it is. You got to respect that young man. You got to respect that young man. He wants to win. He wants to remain a New Orleans Saints. He was talking about accountability. There wasn't none last year. And as he said in his press conference, you see there's a whole new offensive staff. Shots fired, you call them what you want. The truth. He spoke the last season. And he opens up training camp. He's even talking about those who are trying to stop those in management about the contract. He's not happy that his contract situation is still a situation. He's not trying to reset the market. He knows the last 2 years have not been Elvin-like. But was that all of him? No, the first 4 games of last year, yeah, that was him because of the incident that happened in Vegas. That was on him. But when he was on the field, was everything totally on him? Or was it the previous regime? We go see. Time will tell what's going on with Alvin Kamara. Was it always AK? Or was he being held back by the previous offensive regime? But today, AK spoke after day one account when many thought he wouldn't show up. Or when we found out the day before, yesterday, when he did report, it was reported that he did show up. Many thought that he would hold a hold-in, not hold out. They thought he would hold a hold-in. The kid's not made like that. The man went out there and practiced full practice. Not half-stepping, not just going through the motion, being a professional. That's what the hell he is. And make no mistake about it, this entire team's got a chip on their shoulder. There's the recent ranking come out that the Saints are the 31st team as far as it goes with the brightest future. People think the Saints front office is running the worst. Plain and simple, no one around the United States of America thinks that the New Orleans Saints organization and football team is anything. In other words, excuse my language, they don't think they shit. They think they trash. Don't expect nothing from them. They think they're living in yesteryear. They want them to blow everything up. That's what everybody around the country say, blow it up. They need to just blow it up because that's what they want to do. Jets been blew it up. Miami blew it up years ago. They just getting back on track. A lot of teams blew it up. Some teams have blew it up and it still blew it up. Let's greet the family. Let's see who's in the house, man. Who's in the house tonight, family? All right. Santana M, how you doing? Come on in. Elite Goods, I see you, my brother. Come on in. Booker's in the house. Booker, how you doing, my brother? Come on in. Our official law firm is in here. Anna Marie Elizabeth Rose Velowski. How you doing? Come on in. Uncle Jerry's in the house. Uncle Jerry, come on in. Who else we got in the house? That Hurricane's in the house. Hurricane Mike, how you doing? Come on in. Who else is here? Samuel, I see you, my brother. Samuel, how you doing? Come on in. Who else we got in the house? Who else is coming through? All right, that seems to be everybody for right now. Well, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a listen to AK's press conference, and we're going to talk about it, about what I and you deem from what Alvin Kamara said today at day one of Saints Training Camp 2024.
It's nobody, not even, I wouldn't even blame any coaches what's going on with contract issues right now, right? Like, I mean, this happens all across the league. It's happened here. It's happened everywhere, right? You know, people trying to get contracts, trying to get paid, and I'll be a fool to spite my teammates because of a dispute I'm having with upstairs, or I wouldn't even call it a dispute. We're just having conversations about compensation. So, man, I was gonna be here. I mean, Derek saw me, he was surprised. But you know, it's not like I was telling everybody like I'm gonna be here. But man, I'm not that guy. Like I'm for the team, so I'm here. I'm doing what I got to do. I'm working.
Is there hope that as you go through the process of training camp and everything, and keep going business as usual off the field, that you can get something done, reworking your contract?
Hopefully.
What then was the message of leaving early during minicamp? Just, you know, it's a little show of leverage, or what is it?
Trying to get a contract done, and it just ain't been nothing happening. Like, it ain't been no real conversations or any, I would say, worthy conversations of contract. So that last day was just me saying, you know, that. I think there was a misconception about, oh, well, Alvin didn't say anything about contract, which I never do, really. I mean, it's just, you know, it's time. We've been talking about it a little bit. It hasn't been anything really meaningful. It's been kind of one side where they at, and I'm kind of like, nah. So I went to the crib.
Is it more about money this year or looking ahead?
Looking ahead. I mean, and I've said it before, I want to be a Saint. You know what I'm saying? I want to retire here. If I got to play football somewhere else, I'll probably be somewhere with my feet kicked up in Africa somewhere or something like that. But yeah, I want to be a Saint, and it's not. I don't know. I don't really. For me, I don't really watch football. I have everything football muted on my social, everything. Like, I don't even see what's going on. So.
All right, fam. I'm gonna stop it there, and then we gonna get back into reacting to Alvin's press of the day. What I take away from that, it's been said. He said it last year. He said in the OTAs, and he's saying it on the opening day of training camp. I have no desire to play for anyone else or play anywhere else. I want to finish my career as a New Orleans Saints. But the caveat is, if for some reason I don't, I'll probably most likely be in Africa somewhere with my feet up. In other words, if things don't work out and he doesn't get re-signed after this season, the Saints don't extend him beyond this year, there's a chance Alvin Kamara just walks away from the game of football. And as you're going to hear as he goes on, the young man, he's a smart young man. He'll be all right after football, life after football. But that's just something that stuck out to me. If I'm not a Saint, I'll probably be in Africa somewhere with my feet propped up, meaning he has no intentions of playing for anyone else but the black and gold. They got to get this. They got to get this contract situation settled. And as he goes on, you're going to hear what he's looking. Is he looking to set the market? Is he looking to get more than Christian McCaffrey? Let's let Elvin tell us. Here we go, Frank.
I don't know what people say, but just for me to set the record, it's not. I'm not asking for nothing. I'm not asking for nothing crazy where it's like, oh my gosh, we can't do that. You know, well, that's my perception of it. Whatever the perception is upstairs with whoever makes those decisions, it's obviously different than what my perception is.
I gotta stop again. You just heard it. What I'm asking for is not outlandish. It's not out of the question. It's doable. I don't know who's making the decisions upstairs. Matter of fact, you know what? Better than that, I'm gonna rewind it so I can get. I don't want to misquote this. I'm gonna rewind it. We're gonna listen to this again.
I don't even see what's going on. Got to play football somewhere else. I'll probably be somewhere with my feet kicked up in Africa somewhere or something like that. But yeah, I want to be a Saint, and it's not. I'm not. I don't know. I don't really. For me, I don't really watch football. I have everything football muted on my socials, everything. Like I don't even see what's going on. So I don't know what people say, but just for me to set the record, it's not. I'm not asking for nothing. I'm not asking for nothing crazy where it's like, oh my gosh, we can't do that.
I'm not asking for nothing crazy where the Saints can say, oh my God, we can't do that. Again, this was Alvin Kamara today, broad and as straightforward as always, but you don't always get this from players. You don't always get this from players. I want to be a Saint when I'm asking for. It's not like, oh no, we can't do it. I am not asking for something outlandish. That's what he's saying. Get the damn job done. Get the contract signed. As he's going to say later, hey, the offers that they came with earlier, you know, I wasn't feeling that. So finish some more Alvin. We're gonna walk through this entire video, this entire presser with Alvin.
You know, well, that's my perception of it. Whatever the perception is upstairs with whoever makes those decisions, it's obviously different than what my perception is. So, you know, we just carry on. I gotta just do what I do, and I'll focus on what I gotta do.
It's obviously a fine line. So, do you feel like that message that you were trying to get across was received in the way you hoped it would?
I don't know. I wouldn't. Maybe. I guess you gotta ask who y'all feel like. You gotta ask the question to whoever y'all feel like would answer that, had an answer for that.
How do you separate the two, Alvin? How do you separate the two and not let one leak over to the other?
What you mean? Like the contract and then the bit and this? A long time ago, and two people that I love dearly, Mark Ingram and Cam Jordan, they told me this business is conditional and don't take anything personal. And I've done a good job of that. So it's not really personal, it's just business. So any decisions that I make, it's not out of emotion. It's just we handling business, right? So you know, it's like playing chess. Somebody make a move, you gotta assess the situation, and then you make a move based on what that opponent makes. So not to say we're opponents, but you know, just analogy wise, but it's not personal. It just is what it is. I'm gonna come out here at work, do what I gotta do, kick it with my teammates, and if something get done, they do. If not, then
Elvis, you started with you approaching them about wanting an extension, or they
can't. I thought it was gonna get converted. Yeah. And they talked about doing an extension.
Yeah.
And then there was other talks about other things that I'm.
All right, so here you go. And it was out there, I believe that was Mike Triplett. Shout out to all the great Saints beat writers who are out in California. And as always, they're doing a great job getting us this information on day one, man. But you just heard Alvin say the Saints approached him about an extension and some other things. So he wasn't the one that initiated the talk about an extension. They did, and some other things that he didn't want to get into. Okay. Now, there's one thing we can say about Alvin. If there's one thing you haven't discerned by his time in New Orleans, this is a smart young man. He's no dummy. He's a smart young man. So there are some things, though he's out there bearing it, there are some things you just keep in your pocket and put it out at the right time. And that's what he's doing. Let's finish listening to Alvin as Mike Triplett of New Orleans Football asked him this question.
I'm not gonna get into, but I guess there were some feelings that I didn't do something, or I didn't do something that they wanted me to do, and we're here now. So I mean, it ain't really been too many conversations. I ain't had too many personal conversations with the parties involved. So.
Well, I'm curious because with DeMario and Tyrann.
All right, listen. So somebody upstairs, you just heard him say it, evidently got mad because, as he said, I didn't do something that they wanted me to do. So because he didn't do that thing that they wanted him to do, now they're trying to play, I guess they're trying to play hardball. But let's make no mistake about it. Number 41 is needed. Everyone who keeps talking about Kendre Miller is going to take over for AK. Kendre Miller can't even get on the damn field. Kendre Miller may not even make this damn team. Because I shout out to the Godfather, shout out to my homie, my brother Big Q. And Q say keep that same energy with Kendre Miller that you had with keep that same energy you have with Kendre Miller. You should have the same energy with Peyton Turner. Okay. I could buy that for a minute. Pressure's on, though. Now, we all get on Dennis Allen. But there's something different. I'm not saying that he's going to all of a sudden turn into this Hall of Fame coach, which I hope he would, because it'd be great for us as Who That Nation member, as Saints members, Saints fans. But he's walking in, Cam said it today too. He's walking with he has a swagger, a newfound confidence, it seems, walking into his third season. He made them do 40 up downs to start practice. Now, he says there's nothing new. They've been doing this since Greg Williams was here. But from all the beat writers and from the players, it came as a surprise. 40 up downs to start practice. We heard all off season accountability. Heard Derek Hall speaking to Clint Kubiak, holding everyone accountable. He said it today in his presser. Everyone's being held accountable. From first string to third string, If you get one rep, you better do the one rep right. You better know what the hell you're doing. Everyone's being held accountable. So Elvis say somebody upstairs didn't like that I didn't do something that they wanted me to do. Is this why this is dragging on? We don't know what that is. I'm sure he knows because he just brought it up. He knows exactly what it is that he didn't do that they supposedly wanted him to do. But what I can appreciate is that that young man showed up to camp. He showed up to camp and he went out and he practiced full speed, no half step, and he wasn't dogging it. Before training camp, they had a lot of you out there in Who Dat Nation were saying all kind of derogatory things about this man, nonsense, sounding stupid, talking with stupidity about getting rid of AK. He's washed up. Saints don't need him. They got Kendre Miller, and so on and so on and so on. We forget these last 2 years have not been AK-like. Hell, they haven't been New Orleans Saints offense-like the last 3 years, Sean's last year included. But the 2 years prior to 23 and 22, 21 and 20, this man on the screen had 20 touchdowns. We all know the horrible play caller that we just got rid of. That's not here anymore. Now, this year's going to tell. Was it rid of the play calling? Was it AK? Hell, he was the Saints running game the last 2 years. Jamal Williams scored 17 touchdowns before he got here last season. The man got one damn touchdown, and he got it because the player said, the hell with Dennis Allen, we go get him this touchdown against the hated Falcons, and I'm with that 100 times because I just don't like the Falcons. It's with love, though, you know. So Alvin Kamara gets up here today, and I'm gonna let it play the duration after this, and then we gonna talk some more about it. So he gets up here today, and he's telling it like it is. He's not sugarcoating nothing. I want to be here. I want to be a Saint. What I'm asking for is not something outrageous. It's not something where I'm trying to set the market, change the market. I'm not trying to get more than Christian McCaffrey. I want to retire a New Orleans Saint. I don't want to put on another jersey for another team. And if I have to, guess what? I'll be in Africa with my feet up. That came from his mouth. Let's finish listening to Alvin, fam.
They got extensions along with like pay cuts this year. Is that something they wanted you to do at any point?
Something like that, maybe. I mean, but we didn't even get to the point of really getting anywhere with an extension. It wasn't really a negotiation thing. I'll say that.
What would you say it was?
When they didn't restructure a contract, wasn't that a concern for you and your agents? Because generally, you would assume if they restructure it, that means they're kind of looking long term and they restructured everyone else. Yeah,
I mean, I was in Africa, and they was talking about that, and nothing really happened. So I was just enjoying my time in Africa, and we in July, almost August, and nothing has happened. And you know, I think I've always told you I want to be a Saint for a long time, for as long as my career goes, and that's really all I'm looking for, really. I mean, you know, some people will say the money don't matter. The money does matter, but in the grand scheme of things, I made a lot of money, and I do well off the field also. So there's kind of like a field of like, okay, well, you know, I wanted to be fair, but at the same time, I'm not chasing nothing. You know what I'm saying? As far as money goes, I'm not chasing nothing that's outlandish or.
Listen. How many times? I need somebody to keep count. How many times has this man said he wants to be a Saint? I count at least 6 times already. And we at the beginning. It was a 14-minute, almost 15-minute press conference with him. We're just at 5 minutes and 29 seconds. And I can count at least 6 times right now. This man has said, all I want to do is be a Saint. I don't want to put on another jersey. When you have somebody who wants to be here, when you have somebody who knows what the culture was and it needs to get back to a being, and as you're going to hear him say, there are certain things that were not accepted that began to get accepted and overlooked, and that was one of the problems. That has been one of the problems with this team the last 2 years. Let's let Elvin finish up.
Or that's like off-putting. That should be off-putting. So I don't know. I'm just doing my duty.
You say should be off-putting. Do you think that the running back market itself kind of factors into?
I mean, it does and it doesn't, right? Because I've never looked at the running back market and said, okay, that's what I should be paid. Because I mean, would y'all look at the running back market and be like, okay, you can't. It's situational. You can't compare everybody. Everybody's not the same. Just like if you want to go there, you could say, okay, well, the running back market is here, and then you look at a Christian and say, well, the running back market is this, so we can't pay him over this. Like, man, he deserved what he got. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got his money because he produced. So I don't look at the running back market. I'm looking at my situation, right?
Do you think they're looking at your last 2 years of production, with probably by your own standards, they weren't what they were 2 years before?
Yeah.
And factoring that into a decision to restructure you going forward. And
I'm sure that's a point of emphasis when they're sitting there thinking about the business side of it and then moving forward. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Personally, I'm not gonna get into what they talking about because I don't know. I don't sit in those meetings. But for me, it was obviously disappointing the past 2 years I had. And I'm not gonna point fingers at what it was or what. I just know I don't feel like I'm on a decline. I feel like I could play for 4 or 5 more years if I want to, you know, if it goes there. But you know, I think that's probably part of the conversation. And then, you know, at this position, we always get the age thrown at us, right? It's an aging running back. He's aging. He's almost 30 or this, that. So there's a hesitancy. There's like a a reluctancy to commit to an aging body at this position. And, you know, it just, like I said, it's situational, but at the same time, it is what it is. I mean, I'm here. I'm going to come out here and do what I do. My bones don't hurt. My legs are working. My hands work. I don't feel like I have aging running back body syndrome.
You think so confident that something
Aging running back body syndrome.
If not,
that's a good one.
You started thinking about what might come next from you if something doesn't get done?
Am I confident that something can get done? If something doesn't get done, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just here. I'm just kind of like focused
in the
on
moment. He's in the moment.
Me and kind of just keeping my mind right. You know, staying where I need to be at mentally, physically, emotionally to produce and play this game the way I've been able to play it for the past 7 years. I would love for something to get done. I love the city. I love the fans. I love my teammates. I want to be here, you know. But sadly, I mean, y'all saw the Hard Knocks clip with the Giants. There's stuff that I don't. It's probably conversations going on about me that I don't know about. That probably, you know, people will look at it and be like, "Damn, they talking about him like that." And honestly, it's business. Like, I wouldn't feel no type of way. I'll just be like, man, so it is what it is. But I would love for something to get done. Like I said, if it doesn't, then what can I do?
Do you have a timetable in your head?
I don't have a timetable. I've never put like, oh, if it don't get done by like I don't have a timetable. I would like something to get done.
What's your philosophy about playing out the regular season if there is?
If there's nothing done. Yeah. I'm here. I'm playing. I plan on playing. So if if there's no commitment to years after this, then shit, I mean, I feel like y'all pay attention to football more than me. I know what that means.
How much did the CBA changing with the fines being what they are now, did that influence your decision to be here?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the fines are, but I know it's probably more than missing half a day of OTA. 40 to 50,000. Yeah, so I'm not stupid. I ain't about to give up 40 to 50,000 a day. I mean, it don't take nothing to be here. I like LA.
Alvin, just to clarify what you just answered to Brett, like
That's right.
You're here today.
Can't make the team in the
through
tub,
December,
bro.
even without a deal. Is your plan? Through
I'm
January.
here. I'm here today, man. It's beautiful. I'm breathing. Woke up. We got a good practice in. I'm here with my teammates. We'll see what happens.
Let's take one or two more.
We always like how blunt and honest you are,
Yeah.
especially when things like, is the team buying in?
Yeah.
What's your role in that? I mean, because sometimes you make it clear when you're questioning the direction of this team. I mean, culture's been a big topic this year. Like, where are you in the buy-in for this current team? Right?
Man, I feel good. I think overall I feel good about where the team is going. I think it's some energy that we've been missing here the past 2 years. And then I just speak personally for offense. You know, we got a revamp with a new coaching staff. I mean, new offensive staff.
Energy we've been missing the last 2 years.
The guys on offense are kind of buying into that philosophy, buying into the vision. You know, it's refreshing to have some intentional help, right? And I think I love it. I think Derek loves it, being the captain of the ship. And you know, I think it's just kind of like a breath of fresh air. Okay, all right, let's go. We can go now.
The man just said it's a breath of fresh air to have some intentional help, wanting to help them succeed. It's a new start. They can breathe now. For the last 2 seasons, they have been suffocated by a poor play caller, and a system that, quite frankly, got boring to them and was not as successful and explosive as it had been in years past. And of course, some of that has to do with number 9 not being on the center anymore. But you still had 41. Still got 7. You got a young 12, 22, a 17. And we're going to talk about who got the first team reps today at tight end, too. Everybody's all-season darling and undrafted free agent darling got first team reps. Do y'all understand how bad the Saints' damn tight end room got to be? An undrafted free agent on day 1 of training camp got first team reps. And this ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But as we talking and everything that's come out today, to me, that's amazing. Now, a couple weeks ago, Clancy Barone, tight ends coach, said, wait to training camp with Dallin Holker and you're going to see something special. We ain't see the special yet. But what we did see or did hear, he got first team reps. Dallin Holker got first team reps. Not Foster Moreau, but Dallas Holker. Now back to what AK is saying. This team, this offense, they have felt handcuffed, held down, smothered the last 2 years. I say 3 because I don't let Sean ass off the hook for it last year. It's a breath of fresh air. We have people who intentionally want to help us. Man, let's finish with this, man. This is, you don't get, again, I tell you, we don't get this rawness and this honesty and this straightforwardness every time from players. And listen, some of they have to be careful with their words, especially when you're going through contract negotiations and everything. But there are some players who are like, hey, I'm going to be me. I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to keep it 100. He kept it 100 all last year about accountability, about letting things go on in practice. Then when the shit happens in games, How can you be surprised? Come on, Elvin, man. Man, speak your truth.
How much of it she was kind of like the top-down leadership and accountability and all that stuff last year?
I mean, I think I talked about it a lot. I think, and then I mean, we talked about it in private, right? It's like a lot of things were going on and nobody was saying anything about it, and it was just like, okay, well, let's go to the next game and the next game, and nothing was really getting addressed. And y'all know better than me when that happens, when things keep getting swept under the rug, people start disappearing, and a lot of people disappeared. So you just got to look at it like that. Like you don't fire people for no reason.
Y'all
I
heard
feel like you're already seeing signs of
right, and I think I love it. I think Derek loves it. Being
listen to this again,
and I think it's just kind of like a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, all right, let's go. We can go now.
How much of it she was kind of like the top-down leadership and accountability and all that stuff last year?
I mean, I think I talked about it a lot. I think, and then I mean, we talked about it in private, right? It's like a lot of things were going on and nobody was saying anything about it, and it was just like, okay, well, let's go to the next game and the next game, and nothing was really getting addressed. And y'all know better than me when that happens, when things keep getting swept under the rug, people start disappearing, and a lot of people disappeared. So you just got to look at it like that. Like you don't fire people for no reason.
Do you feel like you're already seeing signs of that changing though?
Yeah, there's a different kind of accountability, I think.
I got this. Okay. There's a different kind of accountability. You can't keep sweeping things under the rug. You keep sweeping things under the rug, eventually the shit's going, somebody gonna raise the rug up. They gonna see you been sweeping the damn trash under the rug, and they gonna fire your ass or put your ass out or make you do it right. You don't fire anyone for no reason. There's a new accountability. There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Clint Kubiak. He's the sheriff. Players are the deputies, and the deputies right now, they liking their new sheriff and the direction and his leadership. That old sheriff, he was slow on the draw. He would have lost the gun battle. He was slow on the draw. All right, family. Let's finish up with Elvin. Then I'm gonna get to your comments.
And I think like we've been good around here, it was just unspoken. Like it was certain shit that you just don't do, and it was certain shit that you do. And when you keep that right there how it is, then good shit happens. When that flips and you kind of let a couple things here slide and a couple things there slide, then you get the result you got the past 2 years. And it accumulates and it compounds and it turns into some shit you don't want. It turns into
when you let things slide and slip,
mistakes.
Practice.
Yeah.
Well, as he said, you get shit that you don't want.
Simple stuff, mistakes,
simple stuff.
I mean, I'm a very big believer in detail. So when the detail lacks, then you start to get glaring issues, and then you kind of look at it like.
This man's condemning the whole
big
coach
issue, like
offensive coach staff.
Just say a fumble or Derek standing right there, interception or something, and you look at it like, well, that was a fumble. You shouldn't have fumbled, but maybe it been a fumbling problem in practice for the past 2 weeks, and nobody said it. It's just like, all right, well, hold on to the ball instead of like, man, stop this. The next person that dropped the ball, it's over with. Get out, like. And that's a lot of what was going on. So I think it's
real. That's why so many of us love this kid.
As a running back and a player on this team, but how important is your responsibility as a tone setter?
Yeah, I mean,
culture stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like since I've been here, I've never been a rah guy, right? I say what I need to say when I need to say it. I usually go to guys and kind of talk to them on the side and say my piece and say what I see, and then I just set the tone on how I do, how I handle my business from a physical standpoint. The tempo I set, the urgency in which I do my job. So that's kind of been my thing. Some people want more, some people cool with it. I don't know. That's how I've known to do it. That's how I've been known to do it. That's how I've been doing it my whole life. And I don't know. I think that's just kind of that's kind of my place. You know, I think we got guys that do the verbal and that got a kind of different leadership style. You know, and everybody can't have the same leadership style. You know, so I think I and I don't know. Maybe you got to ask my teammates. Maybe my perception is different than everybody else's perception. Maybe my style of leadership might not be what people need, but I think it is. If not, then it's something to be talked about.
Listen, man, let me just say this, man. Thank you, Elvin Knuth. Thank you for spitting truth and facts. Thank you for that. Let me just say thank you for spitting the facts and the truth. Shit was being swept under the rug. You keep doing shit that you ain't supposed to do. We go in the game, he fumbled, and you don't say nothing, but he done been fumbling in practice for the last 2 weeks. You don't say nothing. If you would have corrected the shit then, because he said shit a couple of times, if you corrected the shit then, he maybe wouldn't bring his ass in the game and fumble the ball in the damn game. A whole lot of cuddling was going on last year. A whole lot of turning the eye, looking another way. Man came out last year and said, it's bullshit, man. Year before that, Mark Ingram goes on the podcast with Sean Payton and said if you was the head coach, that shit wouldn't, a lot of stuff going on wouldn't be going on. We couldn't get away with it. Now, what Elvin said today, not only in my eyes, condemned the former offensive staff, but it also our head coach. You stood by and watched this shit. You let them do this. I think Dennis Allen is loyal to a fault, but he saw the writing on the wall after last season. And make no mistake about it, he's got some fire under his britches to succeed this year. But the man's came in with a new swagger. The players are saying new attitude, seems to be. But Elvin just got up there and told us everything. He told us about the damn contract situation, what's going on. He said that somebody upstairs wanted me to do something and I didn't do it. So maybe that's one of the reasons we haven't got this thing done yet. They asked him, could the last 2 seasons possibly be the reason that this holding up the deal? And he said it could be. I realized that the last 2 years have not been up to my standards. He understands it's a business. Huh? Then he started like it's a breath of fresh air. We got people who want to help us, put us in position, put us in a place to be successful, take advantage of our strengths. Talking about Clint Kubiak. Now, everybody been talking about in the offseason when Elvin was asking about his money. All of you fair weather ass who that fans, all you fake asses, quick to jump to the organization. Sometimes the organization's right, sometimes the player's wrong. There's in between too. A lot of you were talking about they don't need Elvin. Get rid of him. He declining. We got Kendra Miller. Well, look at Kendra Miller today. And I'm pulling for the kid. But you was hurt your entire first season. You was hurt your entire first season. And on the first day of training camp, the young man pulls a hamstring. Dennis Allen said, though, I'm listening to what Dennis Allen said. Listen, that player has to find a way to stay healthy. Can't make the team if you're not on the field, if you're always hurt. Now, maybe he should have took that approach with a lot of players prior to today, the last 2 years. But as human beings, we evolve, we grow, we learn. At least that's what we hope. Now, we about to read this article courtesy of Saints Wire USA, about one Kendre Miller. And unfortunately, again, Kendre got hurt today. This is by Jeremy Trotter. He got hurt today during Saints' first training camp. New Orleans Saints always deal with injuries pretty early into the process, and this offseason seems to be no different with injuries to Chase Young and Juwan Johnson. First of all, we knew that Chase Young was hurt when we signed him. Juwan got hurt in OTAs. We understand that. Hold on, fam. Give me a minute. I'm sorry, fam. So let's finish this article. So Chase Young and Juwan Johnson during the offseason process earlier. This trend seems to have continued as well, with second-year running back Kendre Miller suffering a hamstring injury during Wednesday's training camp practice. According to Catherine Terrell of ESPN, he went into the training tent and did not return once that occurred. Miller dealt with leg issues all last season as a rookie. He missed time with a patella sprain, grade 1 hamstring sprain, a pedal ankle sprain at different points throughout the season. This led to him only playing in 8 games during his rookie year with only 41 rush attempts and 11 times targeted. He was still recovering from a knee injury when the Saints drafted him out of TCU. Dennis Allen's takes on Miller's hamstring injury was permanent after practice. Look, that's a player that's going to have to figure out how to stay healthy, because it's hard to make the team when you're in the training room all the time. Peyton Turner. I like Peyton Turner. Peyton Turner was in there too. Q, you was right. Nothing think about it, you're right. It has been a tough road for Miller to this point of his career, no doubt, and hopefully things turn around, and this is not a lingering injury for the short-term future. As of right now, the Saints depth chart at running back seems relatively short with this news. Alvin, Jamal Williams, Jordan Mills, whose chances goes up, James Robinson, and Jacoby Kubota. There are a few options available in free agency as training camp bodies as well, if that ends up being a need. Lynn Bowden Jr., Eno Benjamin are both available and were on the roster last summer, as is Kareem Hunt, who was a reported target of the Saints last year. We will see how this plays out. Hopefully it's just a minor injury and Miller gets back out there quickly without issue. He can't afford to miss much time. And when I think about these hamstring injuries with Kendre Miller, who does that remind you of? Doesn't that take you back to one Marshawn Lattimore at the beginning of his career? How he was dealing with those hamstring problems? Maybe Kendre Miller needs to go talk to Marshawn Lattimore and find out what he did to get over those problems. Because early in Daddy's career, he was suffering with that too. So the Saints 2024 training camp is off and running. And one of the things that stood out to me today, like I mentioned not too long ago, from reports, and again, first of all, man, once again, I want to say thank you to all the great beat writers, all the people that cover the New Orleans Saints, who do a wonderful job of getting us the information about what's going on, and especially this year. And they'll not just especially, but they always do a great job. But with camp being in California this year, I know a lot of us were looking forward to going out to Saints camp and that hot ass heat, sitting on the mellow ass bleachers and watching the team practice, or it being too hot and you there in the bleachers and they inform you the practice has moved inside, so they won't be out on the field. So won't have to deal with that this year. But with all that being said, one of the things that stood out to me today was Dallin Holker taking first team reps as the starting tight end. Everyone has been high on this kid through OTAs and minicamp. I myself was like, hold on, you're not about to Lucas Crawl me. But a few weeks ago, when Clancy Barone, the tight end whisperer, Saints tight end coach, the lone remaining offensive staff member from last year, said that when training camp starts, you're going to see something special from Dallin Hawker. Dallin Hawker is an undrafted free agent. Dallin Hawker got first team reps. Not Foster Moreau, not Michael Jacobson, no Jawan Johnson's hurt. But like Coach, shout out to my co-host, the legendary Coach Rock, but like Coach says, is Jawan Johnson really a difference maker for the Saints at tight end? Is he really a difference maker? I applaud everything he's done to convert himself into a serviceable tight end in the National Football League. But is he that game changer? And if Dallin Hooker is this damn good, that he gets on the first day of training camp, he gets first team reps before established veterans who have been in this league, that's something to keep an eye on. Now, I know some of you heard this already, but look, we're going to go to Saints News Network, and we're going to look at the lanyard. We're going to get a little lanyard, what went on today in Saints camp. And I just want to look at, shout out to our brother John Hendricks, Ross Jackson, Kyle T. Mosley, the entire family over there, Bob Rose, the entire family over there at Saints News Network. All right. So we're going to take a quick look at some of the news from that venue. Hold on, let me get this up there for your family. All right. Get that up. All right, there we go. I know you heard some of this before, but damn it, we're gonna hear it again. So here we go, family. First thing, I'm gonna just skip through some of this. Let's start here. Dennis Allen made the defense do about. Remember, I said a difference in Dennis Allen when asked in the press conference. He said it's nothing new. We've been doing it since Greg Williams, but this kind of was new from the players, from those who cover the team. Listen, here's what John Hendricks writes. Dennis Allen made the defense do about 2 minutes of up downs to begin their work. This was the first time we've seen it in quite some time. Maybe ever. But Allen said it's something he and the Saints have done since Greg Williams was around. Maybe they did, but they hadn't put it out in a couple of years. So John is saying, I don't think we've ever saw it, maybe never. Okay. Cam Jordan made it a point to pull the defense together after up downs, and he gave a bit of a speech. One of the big battles in camp, everybody's waiting to see. Willie Gay Jr., Pete. Everyone's saying Willie Gay Jr. is going to take out Pete. Pete's not going to be the linebacker. Willie Gay is going to replace him. I kind of think if with the talent of all three of these linebackers, we can see more three linebacker set, more of a base 4-3 defense because of the athleticism of a Willie Gay. And in the base defense, you wouldn't have to take Pete off the field. Why would you? He's a playmaker. And again, it's not like Pete has just been horrible or he's been on the down spiral. Some of y'all act like Pete's just been horrible. I think last year you might say that he was stagnant. He didn't take us. I wouldn't say he didn't go down, but also he didn't take the next step, the next leap. And I think that's what a lot of us, and I think that's what some of the coaches were looking for, and that's why they went out and got Woodgate. There was a moment when Alontae Taylor was giving some partners to Kool-Aid McKinstry. We'll take a look at that in a second, courtesy of X. We're still seeing motion as a main staple in Clint Kubiak's offense. 4 of the first place Derek Carr ran in team feature motion. The Saints were one of the lowest teams in running motion in their offense last season. Shout out to Pam and Whammy as her generational kicker went 8 for 8 on the day, which is great to start camp. So he goes 8 for 8, but it was like 36 yards on there. But shit, those were the ones he was missing. I felt more comfortable last year with him kicking from 50-something than 30-something. Consistency. Lou Hadley charted plenty of times from the day as he started very strong. He had a few shanks, which is Luke Hadley. Got to get rid of those shanks. Each punt was from the team's own 35-yard line. Times were 4.78, 4.56, 4.92, 4.75, 3.43, 3.40, 3.69, 4.75, 4.06, etc., etc. Now, punt return duties. All-Pro Rashid Shaheed, whose duty as a punt returner may be cut back a bit this season, because I think he's going to be even more valuable offensive piece this year that you don't want to put in harm's way too much. So players such as Jermaine Jackson, Mason Tipton, Taysom Hill, Jonathan Abram, and John all served as personal protectors. But another person to look out for punt return is Stanley Morgan. Morgan also with Taysom Hill, Howden was tried at gunner today, along with Equanimeous St. Brown as gunner on the punt coverage. All right. Cam Jordan revealed that he got hurt against the Falcons last year and wasn't the same afterwards. Was strong for the first 10 weeks on having anything left in the tank. He said, "You'll see why talk about it when you can be about it." So Cam got hurt that Falcons game week 10, and he wasn't the same after that. And asked, do we still have something in the tank? Look, talking is over. Like Cam was saying, man, I ain't got time, man. He went to naming all the accolades of the Jordan family, of himself and his father. When his dad retired in Minnesota, he was the all-time catch leader. When Cam's the all-time sack leader for the New Orleans Saints, they have numerous Pro Bowls, all pros. But the one thing Cam continues to harp on that we're missing is what? A Super Bowl. And I love when he said that. Check this out. I got all those accolades. I can have all those accolades. All-time sack leader in Saints history. Multiple time Pro Bowler. All pro. But a guy who was a third stringer, know what he's going to be called? Super Bowl champion. That means something to Cam Jordan. So I want to see what a healthy Cam Jordan can do this year. And you heard Cam say it too. It's not just about rushing the passer. Can you set the edge? Can you handle it when a 300-pound man is coming bearing down on you? Can you shed? Can you make the tackle? Anybody 240 pounds that can rush the passer, that's easy. But can you man up and stop that run? Can you take on double teams? So interesting first day in Saints camp. I'm gonna take some of your comments. Trey, big bro. Trey says Pete looked like he missed the gym. Okay. Yeah, the chat reading is on Daniel. Thank you for being here, my friend. Let's see. Hey Daniel, I'm gonna have to get into my racing, man. I'm gonna have to get with you, man. I got to start doing a little more research and some watching, man. I got to get back into it, man. I'm gonna do a stream and I just be aware. I'll put it out there. All right, Slim, my brother, 504. How you doing? Come on in. Hey, push that like button, family. Like I say, push that like button. Listen, the link is in if you want to come on real quick before we get out of here. Trey says, what do you think about Loomis not allowing fans at camp? Well, I did read on NFL.com that there is this sort of rule, and I heard I'm in Texas, so I heard that with the Rams and Chargers and the Cowboys being in California in that vicinity, that they actually can prevent the Saints from opening their practice to the public for allowing fans. So it's kind of like it's a choice that the other teams make. So it's like, okay, we know the Cowboys the Cowboys got more fans at their practice than the damn Rams and Chargers probably combined. It's just a fact. So no Ram fan come at me, no Charger fan come at me, because it's facts. Your fan base lacks. Bandwidth. No, I ain't gonna say it. I always say that, but you ain't as strong as Who That Nation. I'm gonna just say that. Let's see. We got a comment. Let's see. Trey says, I want to see an offense that is proficient and will be able to beat chess matches against elite NFL defensive coordinators. Again, we can't sit up here and act like last year this offense was not hamstrung when it went in the games. Everybody didn't sound him. Yes, he's the head coach. So he's easy. He's the kicking mule because he's easy. He's right there. He's the pinata you can just hit. That damn Pete Carmichael. He just wasn't up to the task of being a play caller. Again, the man probably forgot more football than all us put together. But as the man that has been in charge of the offense, calling the plays on game day, he lacked, man. His players didn't believe in him. He lost his players. That coaching staff lost his offensive team. Now, we don't want to give credit to Dennis Allen, but I'm going to give him credit for this. They didn't quit on him. They went 4-1 down the stretch. And yesterday, Dennis Allen said, when they asked about the start of the season, their Saints have started 2-0 the last two seasons. Like Dennis Allen said, it's not the beginning of the season that's been our problem. Our problem has been the goddamn middle of the season. We got to find a way to win in the middle of the season to meet the schedule. That's what's been keeping the Saints back. The middle of the season. Start off good, struggle in the middle of the season, mid of the season, coming down the stretch. Went 4 out of 6, 4 out of 5. Go 4-2. But training camp is here. 2024 is here. Day one is in. Alvin Kamara gave a riveting, in your face, straight up, no BS, no cutting corners press conference today. And I appreciate that. And we all should appreciate that. All right, take some more of your comments. If I missed you. Yeah. AK was spitting fire tonight, man. He spit fire today. Like he said, you don't get fired for no reason. Pete Carmichael and that entire staff did not get fired for no reason. They didn't. Trey says can't make the tub in the club. Sean Payton voodoo whammy is gone. That's it. Can't make the tub. Can't make the team in the tub. That's been a problem. A lot of players in the tub too damn much. Peyton Turner. But I will say, Cam did say, I believe, was it Cam? Yeah. I think Cam said, man, this is the best shape I've seen Peyton Turner in. This is Peyton Turner's last season in black and gold. Unless he goes out there and just totally acts an ass. And when I say acts an ass, I mean cut up. Pro Bowl, goddamn, almost all pro honors. Then you probably market this. Then you probably been in market itself all the same price range. Just saying, man. Who needs a big training camp? Who needs a big off season? Who do we need to see prosper this training camp, this off season until the regular season? Number one, everybody's kicking mule right now, Trevor Penning. Trevor Penning got to work out. Dennis Allen talked about Trevor Penning today. Do they still believe? Oh, Mike, yes. Most definitely they still believe in his talents. Mental. Remember this offseason when Trevor Penning was talking? Mental. Isaiah Foskey, second-round pick last year, struggled. Got hurt. Was starting to show a little flashes. What did he say last year? I was playing not to make mistakes. Playbook in his head. New season. Seems to be in a better place. I saw the day that he did have some. They say, hey, he even had some good rushes today. Okay? So, Trevor Penning, Isaiah Foskey, I need Brian Bresee to take that next step. We need Brian Bresee to take that next step as a New Orleans Saint. We need Brian Bresee to dominate. That's what we need. And like I said earlier, there was a sighting of today. Let me get that up there for you. Of Kool-Aid and let me get it up there. Oh, there we go. Hold on. There we go. There was a sighting today of Alontae Taylor talking to Kool-Aid, and you see it right there. Let me make it larger for you guys so you can see it. So Alontae Taylor right there giving Kool-Aid McKinstry some advice, man. The Honey Badger also up there talking to him, talking to the youngster. So the Saints' strength on defense is the secondary right now. But the linebacker room really intrigues me with the Saints. These are just some sights and sounds. This courtesy of Saints News Network. This is a lot of footage today from X. And this is a new drill. This is a new drill that the Saints are running this year. So as you can see, the coaches, they jump into a hole, and the running back, without slowing down, has to find the right hole. Shout out. This is what Ross Jackson was talking about on Second and Saints earlier today. This is that drill right here. Look at this. I love this. Let's take another look at this. Bam, full speed. They got to read the hole, read and react. Bam. There you go. And when I'm looking at, I'm trying to look at the difference in explosiveness. I think that was Mims right there. Was that Kendra for you? No, who is this here? I like this drill, man. I like this drill. That one more time, family. This is it. This is I like this. And it's full speed. You don't slow down. You cut and you go. Find a hole. You don't know where they're going to jump to. I love this drill. Oh, yeah. I like this. Something new, man. Something new. That's cool. What other sights and sounds we got? There's Cam right there. Cause I know you guys have been hearing it all day. Derek Carr. And look at this Saints run, man. These are your DBs, man. Look at your DBs, man. Latimer, Alante Taylor, Adebo, Kool-Aid McKinstry. That's your secondary, fam. That's your secondary, Who That Nation. Right there. That's your secondary. All right, family. Comment. All right. Trey says Trevor Penny, Pete Werner, and Jamal Williams. I don't get this Pete Werner. What's up with the Pete Werner hate? Has Pete, matter of fact, I'm the hell with this. Let's look at Pete Werner numbers. Let's look at Pete Werner's numbers. Because it seems like people think Pete Werner, for some reason, it's like y'all think Pete Werner is a horrible player. Y'all get this in your head about a certain player. Just like everybody was counting out Adebo, Alante Taylor's going to take Adebo's spot. Saints need to trade Adebo, blah, blah, blah. We're quick to do that, man. We're quick to do that. So let's look at just what Pete Werner has done in his career as a New Orleans Saint. And we're going to go to ESPN and then we're going to look at this. Let me share this with y'all. Since he's so terrible. As a second-round pick, Pete Werner is nowhere close to a bust. Don't even put a B in your mouth when you talk about Pete Werner. In his career, after being selected number 60 in the second round, Pete Werner has 234 total tackles, a half a sack, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and an intercept. That ain't bad. He had 60 tackles last year, 1 intercept, and a half a sack. You know, the Saints don't use the blitz a lot. So somebody, because a lot of you in love with the pretty stat, the sacks, he only got a half a sack since he's been here. Do the Saints use when the Saints blitz a linebacker? Who they normally blitz? It's the Mario Davis. It'll be Willie Gay. But when you turn on the tape, Pete Werner's where he's supposed to be. He's a smart, instinctive. Pete Werner's a good football player. We need good football players on this team. Willie Gay is another good football player that was needed. The guy to keep an eye on, that I'm keeping an eye on, is Khalid Hudson, the linebacker we signed from the Commanders. He's another one I'm keeping an eye on because there are the Willie Gay and Khalid Hudson. They remind me of a DeMario Davis, a player who's with one team and hasn't quite gotten that all important boost of confidence from the organization he is with because of somebody that's there, is good, not saying that they're bad, but when they get an opportunity to go somewhere else, they are ascending players. I think Willie Gay and Khalid Hudson are ascending players. Again, the Saints linebacker room was one of the weakest things on this defense last year, on the team last year. I don't think it is right now this season. I think it's one of the strongest. The strongest part of the Saints is the secondary. Adebo, Latimer, Taylor, McKinstry, Ugo Amadi, Honey Badger, Abram, Howden, and Millard. And don't forget about the kid from TCU who's just been making plays all summer. So the talent is there, everybody. The talent is there, family. Talent is definitely there. So look, let me see. Trey says he needs to get back to the Pete that ran off Quan Alexander. They got Peyton Turner mixed up with somebody else. Yeah, he dipped down a little bit. That's what I'm saying. But a lot of people are acting like Pete just had a horrible season. Like he's a horrible player. He's a good football player. He's been good for the Saints. He doesn't, a lot of us like Flash. You like that, you like that Flash, that Flash, the one that, someone like to stunt, be all out. You like that. All this man does is strap it up, go out there and do a job. Has he hit his ceiling? I personally don't think so. I damn sure know he's not declining. That's for sure. But again, it's day one of Saints camp. Interesting day. Big news was, hey, Kendrick Miller gets hurt. Dalton Hooker gets first team reps at tight end. Alvin Kamara spits the truth, spits fire at his presser, talks about the previous coaching staff, why they got fires, talked about what's going on in negotiations, about people mad because he didn't do certain things. That probably is the reason, or could be the reason, that he hasn't gotten his contract. He talked about this myth that has started about the last 5, 6, 7 years or more about a running back hitting a certain age and supposedly going on the decline. But like he said, his bones are not broken. His legs are working fine and his hands are working fine. And he thinks he can play another 5 years. And he continuously says, I want to be a New Orleans Saint. I want to finish my career as a New Orleans Saint. And if not here in New Orleans, the man might just retire and go to Africa. And he said, listen, it's not just about money. It's about money, but it's not about the money. So with that being said, family, he's in the building. Hoodie, how you doing? Come on in. With that being said, before I get out of here, man, I got to get Hurricane Mike on. He's been holding on. Mike, before I get out of here, my brother, I'm going to bring you on and get your thoughts on the first day of practice. Yeah, Mike, you there?
I'm here.
All right, man. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
What was your thoughts so far on what the news of everything we got on the training camp today?
Well, yeah, man, I've been keeping up to date the entire day. Look, Kendrick Miller, he's obviously banged up right now. Kamara, look, I think I was on Hoodie's stream one time and I said I would pay Kamara, but not. But if he's asking for like a Christian McCaffrey type of deal, I'll probably decline it. Now that I know what he's asking, oh yeah, I'll definitely sign him to that deal. Because I've seen it way too many times where teams handicapped themselves over like a player he's good, but he's not like his prime anymore. But Kamara, if he's asking for like a measable deal, I'll do that in a heartbeat. Yeah, Kendrick Miller. Look, I still have faith in that kid, man. Kendrick Miller, I just hate when people say injuries are the reason players not good anymore. Because, I just think of it as an unfortunate thing. And I know players can overcome injuries. I just think of it as it's, unfortunate. I just don't look at injuries and say, oh, yeah, you're not going to make the team because you're injured. It's one thing if you're injured and you just but you were just not productive anytime you stepped on the field. Then, yeah, I would tell you something. But, Kendrick Miller, he was a progressing last year. That man was playing like our number 2 running back. That man was playing better than Jamal Williams last year. And I'll be the first one to say he was playing better than Jamal Williams. And you can blame the O-line, you can blame whoever you want to, but you cannot deny the facts. The facts are facts. Kendrick Miller is playing better than Jamal Williams. So I think, obviously since he's hurt now, probably not. But before the injury, I was saying Kendrick Miller should be our number 2 running back. And then when Kamara hangs up the cleats, I'd say make Kendrick the number 1 back unless you find another person. But yeah, that's my take on it. Yeah, that's what I gotta say. And by the way, Dalen Holker's a beast. Watch out.
All right, that's Hurricane Mike. Mike does have his own podcast. Mike, tell the family members where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, so you can find me at Hurricane Mike on YouTube, capital H, capital M. We talk, mostly about football, but sometimes I make funny skits just because You know, some like last night I just made a skit. You know, and it's not even about football. So yeah, I like to view myself of a YouTube channel that has a variety. You know, like I make football, basketball, and sometimes I just do random family friendly skits. You know, so yeah. Then we also have the Hurricane Mike's show once a week where it's me and my dad most of the time. Even though I had No Cap No Filter Saints on my podcast on Sunday because my dad was out of town. But yeah, man, Monday 4 o'clock. Watch out. That's when the Hurricane Mike show should be, unless we reschedule it again. So yeah, Hurricane Mike on YouTube. That's where you can find me. And also New Orleans Saints Master streams on YouTube. I that's where I'm gonna stream like live NFL games. You know, I try to keep that separate on separate channels, just because.
So when you say you go live stream games, you go actually show the game, or you go do commentary?
Oh no, it's gonna be commentary, because the reason I have that channel is because like I don't know how y'all be like. I think you need like an app, but I'm streaming right from YouTube, right? But you can't do that unless you get 50 subscribers, right? And it
Right.
was so I was trying to experiment with some things. And I already knew about StreamYard, so I gave it a try. And unfortunately, like I tried to figure out if I could like get StreamYard to my channel, but I couldn't figure out a way to do that. So I decided to get one of my other accounts, and I changed the name, changed the logo, and I'm like, okay, I might as well just stream here until I get 50 subscribers. And then I got 50 subscribers, and I was gonna go away from the channel, but I don't really want that channel to run out of views. So even though I have I have way over 50 subscribers now, but I'm like, I was gonna start streaming games on my real channel, but I'm like, why not? I might as well do my second channel, you know, since that's where I started. You know, that's where my first streams came from. So I might as well, you know, keep the channel and use it.
Yes, sir. All right, family. That's our brother, family member, Hurricane Mike, doing great things over there on this channel, man. And you better believe that live stream is going to be lit, especially, especially when the Saints playing stupid and dumb. Oh my goodness, that could be interesting. That could be some much see TV. With that being said, that's Hurricane Mike. I'm your boy Dolph Jackson. This is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast, and we are a proud member of the Come On In Sports Network. I want to thank everybody who joined us tonight. Shout out to my Come On In Sports Network family. Shout out to Real Fan Sports, Zach Nonfiction. Shout out to Uneducated Sports Talk, Carlos, Mr. TJ Tracy, and PJ. Shout out to the Hit Zone, to Mr. J Hits and C Rob and family. Like always, before we get out of here, love and who that. And see everybody later. We out.
The Come On In Sports Network.